Tri-County schools hit with a lawsuit this week after students say they were forced to remove Let's Go Brandon sweatshirts.
New at 4 o'clock. News 8's Megan Bunchman spoke with the lawyer who's representing the family. Megan?
Well, Let's Go Brandon is a joke that supporters of former President Donald Trump use in place of a vulgar phrase about President Joe Biden. The students believe that this is a freedom of speech battle.
A new lawsuit filed this week against the Tri-County School District after a family of 2 students claim their First and 14th Amendment rights were violated last year.
These students were not causing a ruckus. They were not being disruptive. They were simply going about their school day wearing a sweatshirt that said, "Let's go Brandon."
The students, identified as DA and BA in the case, claim that the district picks and chooses which political beliefs students can and cannot express.
Students have every right to wear LGBT attire to school. And in the same way, our clients have a right to wear Let's Go Brandon attire to school. What the school district isn't allowed to do under the First Amendment is to play favorites, is to say that some students are allowed to express their beliefs, but students aren't allowed to express different beliefs.
Connor Fitzpatrick, who represents the family, cites a 1969 Supreme Court case, Tinker v. Des Moines, which ruled students' rights to freedom of expression in school as long as their behavior isn't disruptive. While the school district claims in both its student handbook and in a letter countering the students' complaint that the district has a right to prohibit clothing or styles of expression that are considered vulgar or profane.
Now, Let's Go Brandon is a reference to a phrase that admittedly is profane, and we agree that if the students had shown up to school using the F word or with a sweatshirt with the actual F word on it, that the students wouldn't be allowed to wear that. Nobody's arguing that. The problem here is that the school district is saying that not only can we stop you from swearing in school, we can stop you from wearing something that makes people even think about a swear word, and that's what the First Amendment doesn't allow.
News 8 reached out to both the firm that represents the district and the school itself. They declined an interview, but sent us this statement instead. Quote, "The district was made aware of the complaint, however, has no comment at this time regarding pending litigation or matters that involve students of the district due to federal privacy laws and board policy." The lawsuit also claims that after the students were asked to remove their Let's Go Brandon sweatshirts in February and May of 2022, the school held a field day where students were allowed to wear pride flags while others were told to remove a Trump flag they wore.
Students encountering different political points of view at school is a good thing. It is a good thing if these sweatshirts, whether they're gay pride sweatshirts or Let's Go Brandon sweatshirts, start a discussion between students or even start arguments. Because as long as it remains non-disruptive, hearing other points of view and interacting with people who think about things differently than you do is not only a good part of an educational process, it's part of being an American. It's what will prepare kids to be well-informed voters when they grow up.
Fitzpatrick wants a court order that will allow students to wear Let's Go Brandon apparel in school and a declaration from the court that the school district did violate his client's rights.
A third student was also told to take off their Let's Go Brandon shirt last school year. However, they opted to not participate in this lawsuit. Sue.